Each game of chess means there's one less variation left to be played. Each game goes through means one or two less mistakes remain to be made. Each game of chess means there's one less variation to be played. Each day goes through means one or two less mistakes remain to be made. No one can know all the game of chess beyond the very favorite board. At 1500 years ago, the Trumbo brothers for a new throne.
They're not a crime, oh no, I really like her. I've been fighting to the death. She made another feel so good for every friend I'm sorry, no one wanna die. Beyond belief, she told her winning son, you have caused such grief. I can't forgive this evil thing you've done.
Try to explain how things have really been fun. He tried to say no words of his could mollify the queen.
And so we asked the wisest man he knew the way to let the learn his bad.
They told him he'd be pretty certain to impress by using model soldiers on a checkered board to show it was his brother's fault. They have to make it scared.
Fell in 1453, one would have noticed that we are a refugee.
Amsterdam, and boosted in the main by what is now Iran. Reach every corner of the globe with nations swearing up to nations to determine no holds barred who long to make who will parade the champion of chess.
The International Chess Federation, of which I have the honor of being president, announces that the next World Championship will take place in Murano, Italy. The current world champion, Frederick Trumper of the United States of America, will defend his title against Anatoly Sergeyevsky of the Soviet Union. The first player to achieve 6 victories will be declared champion. The first game will begin on March 27th.
Highly recommended, it is sweetness rose. The gods have smiled, and blessed is Merano, Merano, Merano. It's the burger to be found. Take the time to taste us. We'll give you a welcome that's typically zero, but then we are sure of our ground. Right now we're Italian, we used to be German, the boy keeps shifting around.
Speaking as one of the patriarchs, I don't mind taking your lira or marks.
Oh, I get high when I don't survive the mountains of Merano. Rosy cheeks Merano, flourishing to a fall. The sparkling streams of racing and a therapeutic fall. I'd have to be carried away to Polo Hall. Oh, I've been breaking this fountain state, so hail to thee, Merano. Marty, hail Merano. Aye, we're breathing in, we'll turn you on, where water tastes like wine. Get up together and go, and get in line. Maybe your life in a show, my life is in hand of time. On time, the soul, who lost it by Merano, Merano, Savano, who has ever passed the bar. They love us, why not stay forever? I will sing a song, and a beautiful Merano, Merano, how to celebrate the green. What a happy haven! This is the place where your arteries soften for electoral happiness and chance. From mountain to valley, the natural goodness is finding solutions at
Oh, come to us and feel the force, all major credit cards taken, of course.
Oh, I get high when I want to survive the mountains of Merano. Rosy cheeks Merano, life is a force. The sparkling streams of racing and a therapeutic call. I have to be carried away to Polo Hall. Once in a while the gods will smile on little old Merano. On the sky Merano, suddenly hits the press. And I report with all the pride and joy that I possess. Half of the world is mine, and I return. Our little band will be right. The games of chess.
them up, putting taste salted overnight, and they found new sophistication. Not yet see the smaller sea, if the night sky beats above. It's east, west, and the money's so high. They all come. Alright. You can raise all you want, you can raise the roof, scream and shout and your taste increases. Break the rules, break the bank, I'm the living proof, and I'll care how I move my pieces. I know I'm the best there is, and all they want is a show. And I'm alright, I'll be glad to oblige. SRO, SRO.
By the mountains of Milano, rosy cheeks Milano, rising to the pole. The sparkling streams of rain began a therapeutic call. I got to be carried away to go the whole. Oh, I could break in this fancy state of air to leave Milano, party hell Milano. They're breathing in will turn you on the water, taste like wine. Get up together and go, and get in line. You're living your life in a show. I love Palestine. Now for the bell, we put the action to paradise, the other side of the earth. Sound of the bell, check out the waters and check out the hygiene every day. Here we go, there, and share, forever, get far.
Well, we can't complain that you're being ignored by the press.
What do they say? What do they say?
They're not too polite.
They say I'm a shit.
Yes, let's hold you to pieces in five different languages. Here we are the time. You cry. I'm not pleasant. Now, Le Monde. Pretty trumper, la honte des échecs.
I don't believe that they can't see my game. I'm on that tennis player. What's his name? They love to hate me and be right. That's yours.
Die Welt. Trumper, der grässliche Skandal des Schafs.
Hey, look, here's a piece that some idiot don't know you. Clarence Bassey, petite Hungarian-born English girl. His gentle companion, if they only knew.
What do you mean? I'm always gentle.
He's back by her champion. I like it. Who's the man? Also in style. I don't like this.
If you don't like it, then it's up to you. They like the Russian, they could like you too.
Commie newspapers. Of course, the bastards will support the Russians.
But Sergeyevsky seems a sweet opponent. So why do you abuse him all the time? Freddie, I love you very much, but just for once, don't go on about the Russians at the press conference, okay?
All Soviets deserve abuse. Does your opponent deserve such abuse? All Soviets deserve abuse.
But even you must concede he can play.
He's the best man on the circuit, I'll give you that.
He hasn't lost for a long time. He could be a top notch to crack.
Listen, if he takes one game off me, it's because I want to keep the first interest going.
Why did you risk the whole match breaking down?
I don't know what you're saying. What are you implying?
All your outrageous demands, your conceit.
I don't see anything outrageous in demanding what I'm worth.
They pay you all that you ask for, and then you demand even more.
I'm the reason you're all here. Whoever heard us said yes to it.
It's hard to believe what we're reporting. Why so disparaging? Not very sporting.
Are the communists sporting?
Well, it's to the United Nations. Are you an asset to West relations?
What is this? What have the Russians ever done for East West relations? Have you guys any serious questions?
What's your impression of our little town?
Rather cold and dull, as I expected.
Where would you rather have played Leningrad?
Leningrad was an insulting Soviet suggestion.
We only tried to be friendly. They would have played in New York.
Come on, you know as well as I do what your motives were.
You protect to us. We see your loyal. Big noise to hide your fear. Your paranoia.
I am not paranoid. You're out to get me.
Well, it's to the United Nations. Are you an asset to West relations?
You cannot be serious.
Will you be quitting for good if you lose?
How come you second the girl of a boy?
What do you say?
How come you second the girl of a boy?
Well, what if I tell you finally, sweet, finally, take one between you and me? No, what we're training is finding this frame of mind. In fact, you should, but not like you should at the time.
You got your first exclusive story. Now you can walk in here with electric glory. Hatred of promote, getting your pressure. Oh, what a credit to no great profession.
Still number one, the passion is deep reputation undone. All we still do is salvage the communist law. Make you happy and done. It's the dream of the stars of the rock.
The man is utterly mad. Believe me, Anatoly is playing a lunatic. That's the problem. He's a brilliant lunatic. You can't tell which way he goes. Like his game, he is impossible to analyze. Can't dissect him and predict him, which of course means he's not a lunatic at all. What we just seen is a pathetic display of a man who's beginning to crack. He's afraid. He knows he isn't the player he was, and he won't get it back. Nonsense. Why do my seconds always want to believe? Third-rate propaganda. My friend, please relax. We're all on your side. You know how you need us. I don't need my army of so-called advisors and helpers to tell me the man who's revitalized just single-handed is more or less out of his brain. Well, it's very clear he's sane. Listen, we don't underestimate Trumper. We won't get caught in that trap. After all, Winning or losing reflects on us all.
Oh, don't give me that crap. I win. No one else does. I take the rap if I lose.
It's not quite that simple. The whole world's tuned in. We're all on display. We're not merely sportsmen.
Oh, please don't start spouting that old party line. Yes, I know it's your job, but just get out and get me a chess playing second in 36 hours we begin. That is if you want to win.
Wanting's not sufficient. We have to know. We have to make sure. All men have a weakness, and his is that woman. Take her, and you win the game.
So you think I can't win otherwise?
I'm not saying that. I'm just making certain that she's attractive. Then there's her intriguing family background. Hungary, 1956, and all that.
I'm a chess player, Mr. Molotov. You go and play these other games.
Who needs a dream? Who needs ambition? Who'd be the fool in my position? Once I had dreamed, now their obsession. Hopes became needs, lovers' possession. Then they move in, oh, so discreetly, slowly at first, smiling too sweetly. I open doors, they walk right through them, called me their friend. I hardly knew them. Now I'm where I want to be, who I want to be, doing what I always said I would, and yet I feel I haven't done it all. Running for my life and never looking back in case someone right behind me shoot it out and say he always knew I'd fall. When the crazy wheel slows down, where will I be? Back where I started. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. Times have been good. Fast, entertaining. But what's the point if I'm concealing not only love, all other feelings? Now I'm where I want to be, who I want to be, and doing what I always said I would, and yet I feel I haven't done it all. Running for my life and never looking back in case there's someone who right behind me took it out and say he always knew I'd fall. When the crazy wheel slows down, where will I be? Back where I started.
Molokov tells me you want to play chess. I have an hour before a delicate conference.
Go to hell.
No one can deny that these are difficult times. No one can deny that these are difficult times.
Mr. the Kurd, Kabaka, the USSR, yet we follow and follow.
No one can deny that these are difficult times.
To our credit, we all like the fight. We have swallowed our pride.
Very dangerous and difficult times.
It really doesn't matter who comes out on top, who gets the job. No one's way of life is threatened by a flaw. But we're gonna smash that bastard, make him wanna change his game, take him to the greenest and devastate him, wipe him out, humiliate him. We don't want the whole world saying they can't even win a game. We have never reckoned on coming second. There's no use in losing. It's the red flag of Frankenstein strike, but we're peace-loving fight.
No one can deny that these are difficult times.
It's a sweet hail from a walnut affair, for both eagle and bear.
These are very dangerous and difficult times.
To those that say that this is not a friendly clash, don't be so right. I assure you, comrades, that is balderdash.
What about the whinging peasants? Thinking they can win, they can't. What an exhibition of self-delusion. This one's a foregone conclusion. But enough of all this beating. Round the bushes of this pond. The intent to follow the Yankee dollar. We shall trash them. Trash them. The value of events like this need not be stressed.
When east and west
And he has brothers needs attention foldering through sporting links. As long as your man sings.
I've a duty as a referee at the start of the match. On behalf of all our sponsors, I must offer you which I do. There's a catch. I don't care if you're a champion, but no one messes with me. I am ruthless in upholding what I know is right, black or white as guilty. I'm on the case, can't be fooled. Any objection is overruled. Yes, I'm the arbiter and I know Bill.
He's a popular voice, every time.
You got no hit, good for you. But there's no gambit, I don't see through. Oh, I'm the arbiter, I know the score. From square one, I'll be watching all 64. If you're thinking of the kind of thing that we've seen in the past, sending gurus, walking talkies, walk out hypnotists, this is not so fast. This is not the start of World War III, no political ploy. I think both your constitutions are terrific, so now you know, speak good voice. I'm on the case, can't be fooled. Any objection is overruled. Yes, I'm the arbiter.
fair.
He's there, passing no bullshit.
You got the check, good for you. But there's no gambit, I don't see through. Oh, I'm the arbiter, I know the score. From square one, I'll be watching you. 64. I'm on the case, can't be fooled. You got the check, good for you. I'm on the case, can't be fooled. Any objection is overruled. Yes, I'm the arbiter and I know fear.
He's there, passing no bullshit.
You got the check, good for you. But there's no gambit, I don't see through. Oh, I'm the arbiter, I know the score. Some player, why not be watching you? 64. I know the score. Come fair, why not be watching us? 64. If the leaders of both delegations are now present, we are available to consider their pre-match applications, representations, or objections. Miss Bassett.
Thank you. The American delegation wishes to protest the size of the Soviet delegation, which far exceeds the permitted number.
Our delegation consists of just 4 people, including our champion. Our doctor, PT experts, psychologists, security agents, and chefs cannot be considered delegates.
Objection overruled. Mr. Molotov.
And the Soviet delegation has reason to believe that the American player's chair could contain communications devices, and therefore objects to the constitution of the chair.
Both chairs were made in Sweden with non-aligned aluminium.
Objection overruled.
On behalf of the television companies who are making such a major financial contribution to this match, I request the Arbiter's permission for an opportunity to be given to a few commercial supporters of chess to set up a discreet display of wares in the arena.
Objection!
Mr. DeCourcy, further economic discussion with my office could clear the way to a fresh look at the status of merchandising and advertising interests. But now, let us dedicate ourselves to the spirit of chess.
We are here to tell you, we are here to tell you, Ted. Let us just of you escaping from our wild. We've lost the doors, we've lost the eyes. We'll franchise worth exploiting, and we will.
Yes, we will.
When it comes to merchandising, we could kill. When you get up
In the morning, till you crash at night, you will have to live your life with miserable night. May the decent checkers to place where our bed.
our kings and queens on bouncing bread.
You can even buy a cat and learn to play. We don't mind, we'll tell you something anyway. We can all our market research and a finding show that the game of chess will be around a month or so. Maybe it's a bit confusing for a game, but Rubik's Cube are much the same. In the end, the whole world bought one, all were gone. By the time we merchandise it has moved on. Why with time we have moved on.
Opening match of the World Chess Championships got underway today in the small Pyrenean town of Murano, Italy. The title, which will be contested between the current world champion, Freddie Trumper, and the Soviet challenger, Anatoly Siemski, will go to the first man who will win the 6th third game. Experts agree that since many games may be drawn, the contest could last as long as 2 months. The political overtones of this contest in Russian and American have attracted more than usual interest to a match which is increasingly taking on the aspects of a confrontation between East and West.
This attack is either brilliant or crazy, I don't know which. Freddy's giving up his bishop just to trap the Russian's king in the center. It's a fantastic idea, if it works. Trumper's won the white queen, and I think that spells curtains for Mr. Sergeyevsky. This is Kurt Johnson reporting for CBN News, Murano, Italy.
And now for a further report, over to our chess expert, Will Hartston in Murano.
The World Championship match here in Murano has begun with a really dramatic victory for the American champion, Freddie Trumper. This same position must be on every chessboard in Murano because everybody's talking about this game. Trumper with the black pieces just attacked from the start. All the books say you must defend with black in the early stages, but Trumper's always been someone to break the rules. He just attacked from the word go. Sergeyevsky just never landed a decent punch in the whole game. Trumper sacrificed a pawn, then a bishop, broke through to his opponent's king position, and when Sergeyevsky resigned in this position in front of me, he was just hopelessly behind on material. Absolutely drastic defeat for the Russian. Brilliant victory for Trumper.
At the end of the first week's play, the current world champion, Freddie Trumpet, has taken a commanding lead by 2 wins to nothing among the applause. 4 frames are in progress, and the results are currently on something.
Make our disgust at this abuse perfectly clear. We are here for chess. Are the U.S. If so, why foul the atmosphere?
I must protest. Our delegation has a host of valid points to raise. Our players' sporting attitude beyond all praise as any neutral would contend. But we can see the practice of the defender of the players' fault.
How can you make such a claim?
I call this tune. No one's immune to my power in the court.
I'm not surprised. He wanted fresh air once. You realized there was no hope of you're not playing fair. How sad to see for you to be a model of decorum and tranquility. Become like any other sport, a battle, trouble, rival, ideology to slug it out with me.
We wish no the elegant yelling of this compelling, perfectly sweet. Come, cause the suspicion, my oppositions get no fruit.
I don't suppose you understand the strain of pressure getting where he's done. For then you'd simply call him highly strung and not imply that he was one of those.
And you work for one who treats you like that they must be good.
I'm not getting rich. My only interest is that they work. Gives me the chance of working with the best.
I can only say, I hope your dream comes true till that far off day. I hope you cope in helping number two.
A model of decorum and tranquility, become like any other sport, a battleground for rival ideology to start it out with me.
Enough of this piety. If the players do not return to the arena within 24 hours, the match is null and void. The game is greater than its players.
The game is greater than its players, Miss Patsy. How very true. I don't know how you can allow this harm to be done to just as how this baby of yours can be persuaded back to the game.
Easy, you stop playing politics and you start playing chess. I don't know how you have the gall to criticize us when it is all too obvious. This is what you wanted, we get the blame. Your man, following orders, was after some kind of bust-up from the word go.
You really are mad? He has no orders. Now let me put my cards upon your table. If he is aggrieved, well, who can blame him? He is up against a man who's less than stable.
Freddie, less than stable? You're goading him. who rocked his chair throughout the match, then who sniffed and coughed, began to scratch, then played with his flag and tapped his fingers, then took a walk. Your boy.
A peccadillo.
Peccadillo.
Peccadillo. Compared with the neurotic behavior of Trumpet.
Listen, you plutocratic throwback, you and your cronies wanna go back home to your dash who's not a soft mind. We better talk.
I wish, Lawrence,
Lawrence?
I wish you would refrain from cheap political jibes at a time when corporations are turned into fighters. Besides, I would have thought you would be reluctant to criticize fellow Eastern Europeans.
Fellow Eastern Europeans. I was born a Hungarian. Remember Hungary? Huh, I wish I could. I was 5 when you bastards moved in. I have no memory of my homeland, of the people, of my mother, my father, all taken from me by you. And you call yourself a fellow Eastern European.
Come now, Miss Vassy, we're digressing. Back to the point, let's start addressing all our attention to the World Chess Championship.
The Murano Mountain Inn, famous for its peace and tranquility. That is where I want you to deliver me one Soviet Grand Master.
For God's sake, be reasonable. We've got a contract.
$20,000.
Why should we pay into televised tantrums? We prefer to see chess being played. You can deal with him. He's getting heated. Now he's claiming that he's underpaid.
I said $20,000 a game. That's for you. I shouldn't have to be dealing with Walter. Where were you when the shit hit the fan?
Saving your income by fixing a meeting. So you better stop liking the
When the
man.
interest is bigger than ever, I might walk out this morning to yet. All you say is that I have to meet him on the top of a mountain.
You bet.
Can't you see that you're losing your grip? Yeah. The communist fooling you too. Why should I be the only one trying?
You wanna lose your only friend? Well, keep it up. You're doing fine. Why, this humiliation? Why treat me like a fool? I've taken shit for 7 years and I won't take it anymore.
I'm only teasing so good. With gentle bonhomie, you've a better reason to be anti them than me.
There's a time and there's a place.
Well, how about here and now then? Are you for me or for them?
There's a time and there's a place.
1956, Budapest is rising. 1956, Budapest is fighting. I just thought you'd support any attack on these people. On the people who ran mindlessly over your childhood. Don't let them fool you for 30 years on they're the same.
1956, Budapest is fighting. 1956, Budapest is born.
They see chess as a war, playing with pawns just like Poland.
1956, Budapest is dying.
If you walk out on me, they got you like they got your father. Don't wear your lies now, he'd surely be dying of shame.
You know that there's nothing I've done that he'd be ashamed of in my whole life. Why do you have to do this to me? What's going on around me is barely making sense. I need some explanation for. I see my present partner weekend long. Feel I need a change of cause. Maybe I'm a nobody's side, and when he gives me reason to justify each move, they're getting harder to believe. No, this can't continue. I've still a lot to prove. There must be more I could achieve, but I don't have the nerve to let everybody play the game, but nobody moves all the day. Nobody's on nobody's side. Better let it go ahead alone and recognize it right on the road. Nobody's on nobody's side. The one I should not think of keeps rolling through my mind, and I don't want to let that go. No lovers ever faithful, no contract truly signed, and nothing certain left to know. And how the cracks begin to show. Never make a promise or plan, and take a little off where you can. Nobody's on nobody's side. Never take too long in your bed, and never lose your heart, use your head. Nobody's on nobody's Never take a stranger's advice, and never let a friend fool you twice. Nobody's on nobody's side. Never be the first to believe, and never be the last to deceive. Nobody's on nobody's side. Never leave a moment on good. Never waste a heart, money has to do. Nobody's on nobody's side. Never stay too long. Never stay a minute too long. And don't forget the best will go on nobody's side. Never let it go alone. And most to avoid. Nothing I say will convince him it isn't a trick.
A walk on a clear moonlit night, I relax, she smiles. There's something peculiar going on.
Though through my own stupid fault, I'm stuck here to carry the can. Embarrassed, deserted, marooned.
Now she can't be working for them. I mean us. She seems so very straightforward, but where is he?
Has to turn up. It's not just the money. Perhaps it is.
Maybe he's scared, just as scared as he was in the game.
I just couldn't care less. He can go right ahead. Don't wreck his career. I know I've done my best.
Well, at least it's a good-looking smile.
What if my Russian friend thinks that my plans have nothing to do with the check? If I don't say something and soon he'll go, nobody's a nobody's son.
Listen, I hate to break up the mood. Get to the point, begin the begin. Haven't you noticed we are one character short in this idyllic, well-produced scene?
He couldn't wait to join you up here. Maybe he walked. Cable cars scare him.
Never mind him, I haven't missed him so far.
Maybe it won't do any harm to struggle on without his charm.
Funny how once I feel that he can go jump up the mountain, I won't
This is the one situation I wanted most to avoid.
My dear opponent, I really can't imagine why.
So I am not dangerous then. What a shame.
Oh, you're not dangerous. You could think that for you.
You are so strange. Why can't you be what you want to be? You should be scheming, intriguing, too clever by heart.
I have to hand it to you. For you managed to make me forget why I ever agreed to this part.
I don't know why I can't think of anything I would rather do than be wasting our time on mountains to live you.
Who'd ever think it's such a very pretty setting? Tell me what's the betting? Very pretty plotting too. No matter, I've done all your work for you. What do all Soviets deserve? You forgotten? Well, you'll soon find out. Who'd ever guess the torture is collaboration? me be. I've agreed to new terms, which in short means more money for you as well, although that can't be helped. This meeting is therefore unnecessary. The match can continue, and we do not have to be friends.
Trumper 2, Sergeyevsky 3. Trumper 2, Sergeyevsky 4.
Five games to 2. It's all over. So you got what you want, what a nasty ambition. Set me up, pull me down, then exploit my condition. I should have kept, woman, that effect. Woman, you're a nobody's size, but you're wrong, and you're behaving like a mere woman. It's so clear, woman, it's your sex until it starts getting old and getting worried. They let fly, take it out. I'm the one who supports them, that's you I'm talking about.
Who'd ever guessed at such a quiet little ending? Watching you descending just as far as you can go. I'm learning things I didn't go to know.
Who'd ever think that this would be a situation? One more observation, how we learned to get this far before you showed me what you really are.
You'll be lost without me to abuse like you used to.
Go away, just get out, be someone else's paradise. When I was 9, I learned survival, taught myself not to care. I was my single good companion, taking my comfort there. Up in my room, I planned my conquest on my own, never asked for a helping hand. No one would understand. I never asked the pair who fought below, just in case they said no. Pity the child who has ambition, knows what he wants to do, knows that he'll never fit the system others expect him to. Pity the child who knew his parents, saw their hopes, saw their love die before his eyes. Pity a child that whined. He never asked, did I cause your distress? Just in case they said yes. When I was 12, my father moved out. Not with a whimper, not with a shout. I didn't miss him, he made it perfectly clear. I was a fool, and probably queer. All that I was, I thought this would bring. So she had left, closer together. She made a move the moment he crawled away. I was the last woman told. She never let her bed get cold. Someone moved in, I shut my door. Someone could treat her just the same way as before. I took the road of least resistance. I had my games to play. I had the skill and all the hunger needed to get away. Pity a child with no such weapons, no escape on defense from the time that by. Always a step behind. I never called to tell her all I'd done. I was only her son. Pity the child, but not forever, not if he stays that way. He can get all he ever wanted if he's prepared to pay. Pity his kid, to get his mother, what she missed, what she lost when she let me go. And I wonder, does she know? I never call a crazy thing to do, just in case she says. Frederick Trumper has resigned. Anatoly Sergeyevsky is the new world champion.
The drama of the World Chess Championship here in Marana Will is now off the board. Barely had Anatoly Sergeyevsky of the Soviet Union been proclaimed the new world champion, thanks to his crushing a former champion Freddie Trumper by 6 games to 2, when he upstaged his own triumph by deserting his Soviet team of supporters. It is believed that he is now seeking political asylum in the West.
Oh, my dear, how boring he's defecting, just like all the others he's expecting us to be impressed with what he's done here, but he hasn't stopped to think about the paperwork. It's just because we've an embassy could run here. If these people can't strike close for freedom with a valid visa, we don't need them. If we see more hands, please remember this is nothing very special. He's the fourth we've had since last November. So do these foreign cabbies think they are. And when he's safely in the West, he'll be the hero to discuss. The media will lionize him, payment for his dust. No one will record it thanks to us.
You have a wife?
Yes.
You have 2 children?
Yes. And they're not coming with you?
No, not for the moment. You play chess? Are you good at it? Oh, yes. It says here you are world champion.
Since yesterday. That's still good.
Gentlemen, you guys are dealing with a major international figure here. May I remind...
Are you defecting too, sir?
No, sir. This man is a citizen of the Soviet Union. I am an American citizen, and with the authority of this government and of this agency, I demand that you give this man your immediate attention.
Have you an appointment with the consul? If you don't, we know what is responsible. He will not teach you with respect. It's bargain of his very taxing schedule, pushing peace and understanding letters of this moment, making far too many jokers cross the border. Not a single document in order. Russia must be empty. Though here all for basic human rights, it makes you wonder what they built the Berlin Wall for. Who do these foreign cabbies think they are? And when you've filled in all the forms and been passed clear of all disease, deeply bugs, drugs, disarmed, and disinfected, please don't forget the guys who cut your teeth.
in my eyes. Don't you know that time is not my friend? I'll fight it to the end, hoping to keep that festive moment when the passion starts. Heaven help my heart the day that I find suddenly I've run out of secrets. Suddenly I'm not always on his mind. Maybe it's best to love a stranger. That's what I've done. Heaven help my heart. Heaven help my
Excuse me, Mr. Sergeyevsky. Why are you leaving Russia? What do you mean? No question. What about your wife and family? How long with this life of making affected anyone help you and do you expect to be serving your ex or by love completely your wife, or are you starting again in all aspects of life? You bastard! You never told me you fixed all this! Why did you leave Russia? I don't leave anything! Mr. Sergeyevsky, your wife and family!
Though their sad power may prevail, can possess, conquer my country's heart, they rise to fame. She is eternal, long before nations' lines were drawn. When no flags flew, when no army stood, my land was born. And you ask me why I love her, through wars, death, and despair. She's the constant, we who don't care, and you wonder, will I leave her? But how? I cross over borders, but I'm still there now.
Oriental setting, and the city don't know, but the city is get the creme de la creme of the chess world in a show with everything but Yul Brynner. Time flies, doesn't seem a minute since the Beryllium Bar had the chess boys in it. All changed, don't you know that when you play at this level, it's no ordinary venue. It's Iceland or the Philippines or Hastings or this place.
One night in Bangkok and the world's your oyster. Come on the temples, but the clothes ain't free. You'll find a guy in every golden cloister, and if you're lucky, then the gods are cheap. I can feel an angel sliding up to me.
One town's very like another when your head's down over your pieces, brother.
It's tractable. It's really such a pity that you're looking at the ball, not looking at the city.
What do you mean? You see, one crowd is thinking polluted town is just like any other. Get tied to talking to a tourist whose every move is among the purists. I get my kicks above the waistline, sunshine.
One night in Bangkok and the whole man's world. Not much between despair and ecstasy. One night in Bangkok and the girl guys stumble. Can't be too careful with your company. I can feel the devil walking next to me.
To the ultimate test of cerebral fitness. This script's need more than would a muddy old river or reclining Buddha. Thank God I'm only watching the game, controlling it. I don't see you guys rating the kind of mate I'm contemplating. I let you watch. I would invite you, but the queens we use would not excite you. Now you gotta go back to your bars, your temples, your massage parlors.
One night in Bangkok and the world's your oyster. The bars and temples, but the pearls ain't free. You'll find a guy in every golden cloister. A little flesh, a little history. I can feel an angel sliding up to me. One night in Bangkok with the heart and humble. Not much between despair and ecstasy. One night in Bangkok and the girl guys stumble. Can't be too careful with your company. I can feel the devil walking next to me.
This is Frederick Trumper on behalf of International Global Television. The all-Russian struggle for world chess supremacy is well underway here in steamy Bangkok, Thailand. But it's also a titanic battle between East and West, with the current world champion a stateless person, having defected to the free world when he won his title last year in icy Murano, Italy. It's all as even so far, with the match only 2 games old. In the first game, Sergievsky was inspired, and Vigan played like a man petrified, awestruck.
But why is he really here? A whole year of silence, then suddenly here he is.
He's working for the television company for a lot of money.
So that's all it is then. He has no desire to see you anymore.
Who cares what he's up to? You're not playing him.
Oh no, I've the feeling I am. Why is he here?
Don't talk yourself out of form. Vigan's the one you had to
And
beat.
he's a fine player.
Predictable. He's a machine.
A refined machine.
So are you. So are we. There is one other thing.
What?
I gather Svetlana is hoping to come out here.
My wife in Bangkok? No.
You must know about it. It's been in the paper. They may let her out.
This has to be mark of right up history.
So now you've got one more opponent to beat. Surely you knew.
I did not.
Well, this is one problem we knew we'd be facing soon.
But not now. Not now.
This is an all too familiar scene.
I've imperceptibly coming between
Those whose love is as strong as it could or should be.
Nothing has altered.
Yet everything's changed.
No one stands still.
Still I love you
completely.
and hope I always will.
Each day we get through means one less mistake. Let God make it. And there's no return as we slowly learn of the chance we're taking.
I'd give the world to stay just as we are. It's better by far not to be too wise, not to realize when there's truth there will be lies. You and I, we've seen it all, been down this road before, yet we go on believing. You and I, we've seen it all, chasing our heart's desire. Yet I'm even more certain this time it will be my happy ending.
Yes? No, thank you. The car to take me to the television studio is here. You know, the interview I promised to do with Walter.
Fine. Why don't you ask Walter what he knows? Maybe he's fixed the results of the match already. We could go home now if you're going to lose.
Hey, comrades! Why are you looking so worried? You're not dealing with the traitor Sergeyevsky now. Comrade Vigand here is a disciplined Soviet chess-flying machine. Just in case you feel a trace of doubt or even nervous tension, let me draw the latest score to your attention. Not the score the witless core of commentators are debating. Come admit Who gives a shit for hero racing? No, I prefer, and I'm sure you concur, to see who's ahead psychologically. For example, we have on tap an inscrutable chef whose thoughts never stray from the state of the play. Fantastic! Whereas, it's so difficult to concentrate if you have left your native country for a woman who has plans of her own. It's not easy for a chef to excel, feeling guilty as hell, having left his wife to face the music alone. And even worse, imagine if his ladies met. Well then, I bet the atmosphere around here would be a little strange, as he explained. How could he do what he's done to those two most wonderful girls? Yes, I love you both. Starting from scratch still to feel his match, his horsepower dead on the border in bed.
Bit by bit, the pieces fit, the Soviet machine advances, and not one move that won't improve our nation's chances. We predict the starting victory on the board and know it, and it will show the traitor no one lets it promise. Oh, we're gonna smash that bastard, make him want to change his name, take him to the peanuts and devastate him, wipe him out, humiliate him, we don't want the whole world saying they can't even win a game. We have never reckoned on coming second, there's no losing. We can feel the flame of triumph burning, our people cry returning, Soviet machine advances, not one move that won't improve our nation's chances.
No, I prefer, I'm sure you concur, to be the head psychologically. For example, we have a chef, an inscrutable chef, whose thoughts never stray from the state of the play. Bit by bit, the pieces fit, the Soviet machine advances, work on work, let's work in break our nation's chances. Now, we need the starting victory on the board and love it. It will show the trace of no one left it robbing. Must go to the Bering Strait. Citizens will hail our victory. In Arctic's terrible frozen state, we'll join with warlike lines in revelry. And I can say of this affair, I was there, till my share played my part. And American war will be aware. From
Checkmate. Good night.
Hello, Mr. De Courcy. Good news. We are going to be able to help each other. Yes, heartwarming international cooperation. I have proof that Florence Bassey's father is still alive. Yeah, you'll be able to say great human rights victory. All we want is tiny triumph on the chessboard. It's on its way to you now. You watch that? Oh, well, thank you, Walter.
Remember last night I was saying the interview shouldn't be vicious. Well, times have moved on, and forget what I told you. You have my permission to order to go for the jugular just as you want it.
That's fine by me, but why the change?
It seems to me, on reflection, we don't have to pander to Russia. He may have defected, he may be a good guy, but face it is yesterday's issue. Here are some questions. Go for it. Whatever, and I mean whatever they say or do, make sure you stay on the Russian. Don't let your cameras off him for a moment. And get that Svetlana video lined up. Is this the tide in my affairs? When I write a little history, or just an interview whose words will flood the screens with triviality. And it's only, if I may, let me say right away, you'll be thrilled. Because the other seat is filled by a long-standing friend of yours.
Tonight's final item is a fascinating confrontation in connection with the World Chess Championship. Freddie Trumper, the former world champion, talks to the man who took his title a year ago in Merano, Italy, and who is defending that title right now here in Bangkok.
Well, here we are face to face once again.
By any standards of this our reunion,
Is being homeless a bad thing again?
I wouldn't know as I've a home in England.
No, by a home, I mean real home, the place where your family is.
England is my real home.
What are your latest political aims?
What are you saying?
Your anti-Russian crusade has it worked?
I'm no crusader.
What is your true motivation? That's something we all want to know.
You know damn well what my motivation is.
Here we see a man under great pressure to fight, yet he could not look fresher. Chess and politics, I take my hat off to any champion who can pull that off. I hear your second controls everything.
Chess is her passion.
By her efficient is east versus west.
Chess is her passion.
I know a little about her, and she's got her own exercise.
That's not true.
Aren't you concerned that your wife's not here?
I don't discuss my private life in public.
But don't you care that she's not by your side?
I think I've had enough of this discussion.
Well, we've a little surprise. We got your wife on the video. Let her talk to you, give you her version. How married life has changed since your desertion.
Come back, my friend. Where are you going? We've got something on TV. Where are you going?
A wonderful interview.
Isn't it strange the complications people attach to situations, almost as if they want to miss the wood for the trees? Nothing will change my basic feeling when they've done all their reviewing. Those in the strongest situations do as they please. You might see all kinds of human emotions here, passion and pain, love and hate. I see nothing other than a simple board game. In the Dusestani Hotel, Bangkok, Alexander Molotov makes his first move.
We did not bring you to Bangkok for a holiday, my dear. You will have to tell your husband that he has to lose. You can have the life you want and anywhere you want. But if he's going to win, then life is going to be very awkward for you. Tell Anatoly that. Have you not seen his dream of glory? How many times does he want to be champion anyway?
And a day later, the wife makes her move.
How many times do you want to be champion anyway? Who needs a dream? Needs ambition. Who'd be the fool in my position?
Once I had dreams, now they're obsession. Hopes became lovers' possession.
Now you're where you want to be and who you want to be and doing what you want to say to it, yet you know you haven't done it all. Running for your life and never looking back and tasting of my mind. Should you die a day or do you fall? When the crazy slows down, will you be back where you started?
And back in the Oriental, Walter de Courcy makes his gambit perfectly clear.
Your father is alive.
My father alive?
In Russia, 30 years in prison.
You think I believe you?
The evidence is conclusive, and Anatoly will believe it. Now you get Anatoly to lose to Vigan, and Molotov assures me that we can get your father out. And not only him. We have some people to recover. I know that you would simply love a chance to make sure your father's name is high on our list. We want him back, which is to say, a gesture is needed from your player. We wouldn't mind if he got beaten. In fact, we insist.
There must be a lie you wouldn't tell me and leave it to your devious ambition. But what it could be, I can't imagine. Is there no one here who's not a politician? When I was young, I learned survival, taught myself not to care. Luxuries such as father, mother, vanished into thin air. How can a half-remembered figure from a past so remote that it's hardly real alter the way I feel? Pity the child who 35 years old finds that confidence gone.
subterranean marble surroundings, two of the most powerful players make a mid-game impression.
You should have seen how she reacted. I couldn't leave till she'd extracted promises she would see her father. Simple, I said. Told her the way she could achieve this, even though you might not believe this. She said that I was not to worry. Go right ahead.
You don't know her well. She could have fooled you. She could despite herself like you. This is sad.
I don't think I'm wrong, but let's be certain. There are others we can call in to assist us.
And who else but the dethroned king?
Remember, Freddie, who's paying to be here in Bangkok, not the Chess Federation. Now, we've got a deal to get some people out, including Foreign Father, provided Anatoly loses, so convince him.
Communist, Democrat, an intriguing collusion. Fair exchange, tit for tat, common in profusion. And the appeal, partner, of this deal, partner, is we all stand to win, you and me, the lady also. Don't break her heart, partner, just be smart, partner. Throw the match, lose the game, you can find another winner. Who put you up to this? There's no deal.
And so Frederick makes a desperate final play for the woman he hasn't seen for a year.
Silly boy, woman who I should not have let go down. There's no hitch that we two can contangle or draw down. And the appeal, partner, of this deal, partner, is we both stand to win. We'll bring back third fallen hero. Stick with me, honey, leave in me, honey. You don't know what they plan for you. Long, long, going walk through.
Can't you see? We've moved on. Chess has nothing to do with this. Chess isn't life.
But I've changed. I've grown up. He won't help you. He's not going to lose the game. I'm telling you the truth, Lawrence.
Who'd ever think this would be a situation? One more complication should be neither here nor there. I wish I had it in me not to care.
He's real. Out his hate. Till he knows he's deserted. There's no point wasting time preaching to the perverted.
Who'd ever think no one makes a move in business till the game is ended? Then they say I told it so. I'm loving things I didn't want to love.
You can all be different now, Florence. I love you. Everybody's playing the game, but nobody moves on the same. Nobody don't know what's right. Everybody's playing the game, but nobody moves on the same. Nobody don't know what is
Svetlana? Florence? I don't know what to say. There is nothing. I have seen what he really needs, and I can't give that to him. You can. You don't understand. What he really needs is you and his family. Nothing is so good
for far too long. Looking back, I could have played it differently. Want a few more moments, who can tell? But it took time to understand the man. Now at least I know him well. Wasn't it good? Wasn't he fun? Isn't it madness? He can't be mine. But instead he needs a little bit more than me. More security and freedom. I know him so well. No one in your life is with you constantly. No one is completely on your side. And though I move my world to be with him, still the gap between us is too wide. Looking back, I could have made things come far. Learned about the mind before I was just a little scared. But I was never so much now at least I know him well. I know him well. Wasn't it good? Oh, so good. Wasn't he fun? Oh, so fine. His madness, he won't be mine. Didn't I know how it would go if I knew from the start? Why am I falling apart? Wasn't he fine? Isn't it madness? He won't be mine. But in the end, he needs a little bit more than me. More security and freedom. I know him so well. It took time to understand him. I know him so
Meet me in the temple of the reclining Buddha. Meet who? Oh, it's you!
This is the one situation I wanted most to avoid.
Then what on earth are we doing? I could be better employed.
Please hear me out. I think I can help.
If it's about Florence, I'm warning you.
No, it's not about her, your wife or your kids, Walter or money or Molotov.
What the hell is it?
I wanna talk chess.
Chess.
Something I've noticed in vegan. It's his King's Indian defense. One of the lines he's been trying doesn't completely make sense.
I don't understand.
It's his King's Indian.
No, I don't understand why you're helping me.
Because I love chess. There's nobody else. Jesus! Sometimes I think I'm the only one. How could you let mediocrity win?
I think I believe you. Show me. Freddie, if I win, it's bad for her father. And I can't lose for the wrong reasons.
How can you let mediocrity win? I gave you a limit of 6 more games to end this sequence of draws. 5 of these have now passed. If today's game does not produce a decision, the match is canceled.
All eyes in the world of chess And indeed many eyes outside it are turned towards Bangkok, Thailand today, where the final match in this gripping encounter has just been launched with ceremonial splendor. And all the talk is of the recent and sensational loss of form of the world champion who seems certain to surrender his title here today.
How straightforward the game when one has trust in one's player, and how great the relief working for one who believed in loyalty, heritage, true to his kind, come what may.
Though it gives me no joy, adding to your satisfaction, you can safely assume your late and lamented employee knows if he wins, then the only thing won is the chest. It's the weak who accept tawdry untruths about freedom, prostituting themselves, chasing a spurious star like trinkets in airports, sufficient to lead them astray.
Or is that just a player exists in any human endeavor? Who's been known to resist tyrants of fame and possessions? Nothing can harm the successful except for success. 1956, Budapest is fighting. 1956, Budapest is falling.
They all think they see a man who doesn't know which move to make, which way to go, whose private life caused his decline, wrecked his grand design. Some are fools, and others blind to see in me one of their kind. Anyone can be a husband lover sooner than me, when they discover their domestic bliss is shelter for their fate. Having to rehearse the endless triumph of the martyrs, rather sad demands prevailing.
Watch yourself caring about a minor sporting triumph, sharing your win with people where it's paranoid, there it's true, don't pay attention to what goes on around them. They leave the ones they love the way they found them. And normal person must dismiss you, Christians, just as we for those who trusted you.
Nothing you have said is a revelation. Take my blues as read. My consolation, finding out at last my one true obligation.
Since you seem to have shut down the world at last, then maybe I should cut down my tiny inessential world inconsequential in the kind of games you're playing. How will you do it?
Anatoly Sergeyevsky is the winner.
So, you've done it. You're still a champion.
I had to win. If I'd lost to Molotov, I would be the same as Molotov. I had to win to be free.
Free for what?
Free to decide what we are going to do.
No, Anatoly. You aren't free. Neither am I. You have to go back. Your wife, your family. This is an all too familiar scene.
Life in Pacific between.
Those whose love is as strong as it could or should be. I give the world to stay just as we are. It's better by far not to be too wise as we realize there was truth and there was
Knowing I want you, knowing I love you, I can't explain why I remain careless about you.
I've been a fool to allow dreams to become great expectations.
Can I love you so much, yet make you
I pray the days and nights in a restless, weary procession, soon overwhelm my chasing our heart's desire, but we go on pretending stories like ours have happy endings.
You could not give me more than you gave me.
if I do, just for a moment.
I'd be happy to say I knew her well.
But if you hear today, I'm no longer quite so devoted to
go on pretending. Stories like ours have happy endings.
Our hero won brilliantly. Surprised us all. He played as well as he has ever done.
No surprise. And what's more, he's gone back to the Soviet Union.
He seems unable to win without the added thrill of changing sides. Is there nothing more you have to say?
No, you wouldn't listen anyhow. And what I'm feeling now has no easy explanation. Hasn't this been a great achievement? Losing your man and nothing in return.
Not my man. Your man. Anyway, Anatoly's return to the Soviet bosom is a very decent gesture, if I may say so. He's virtually guaranteed us. Sorry, guaranteed you, your father. Now, he must have done that for you. He certainly wouldn't do it for me. Don't be so quick to put us down. We'll get your father back soon. That is, as long as he is still alive.
What did you say?
Well, we can't be sure he's alive. Then until now, you were never sure that he was dead. So you're no worse off.